Hello everyone, I'm here with Amy from Amy Newton Interiors. Hi Amy, you okay?
I'm good, thank you. You?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Thanks for joining me today. So Amy is one of the shortlisted nominees in the Trafford Business and Community Awards, and I'm trying to give as much opportunities for the shortlisted nominees to promote themselves, talk about their business a bit more, and to share some insights into perhaps running their own business or how they found the last 12 months with people, just so you can get a feel for who they are a bit more and what their business is. So Amy's going to be here today just chatting through this. So Amy, first off, do you want to give a short introduction to your business?
Yeah, so I am Amy of Amy Newton Interiors. I do both residential and commercial interior design. I offer anything from interior design consultations right through to full home designs and project management as well of full house renovations.
Right, wow. And what made you want to get into interior design in the first place?
I have always loved interior design. So I grew up with two parents who worked in the new build housing industry. Right. My mum was a sales director for various house companies, so I spent a lot of time in show homes when I was younger, getting lots of ideas. And my dad was a conveyancing solicitor, so it's one of those. It was kind of always there, but I always followed the traditional academic route and went into other employment first before sort of swiveling back into interior design. But it's always been there, you know, renovating my own properties, giving advice to friends and family. And now I'm just really, I feel lucky to be able to call it my career.
Oh, excellent, excellent. And you're nominated in two categories. You're nominated in the Startup of the Year category and the IT and Digital and Creative category. So you know, with you being, obviously you only started at the start of last year, how do you feel about, you know, being shortlisted and nominated in both of those?
Quite overwhelmed, if I'm honest. Yeah, last January is when I went full time with it. Prior to that, I was doing it alongside my previous career. So it's been a bit of a whirlwind, and yeah, I feel quite overwhelmed to have been nominated. I'd love to know who's nominated me so I can say thank you.
I can't share that information, unfortunately. GDPR and all that.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, really overwhelmed, really pleased, and yeah, just thrilled to be shortlisted because there's some absolutely amazing businesses that are there alongside me. So yeah, I feel very privileged and excited to for the awards.
Yeah, excellent. So you said you started obviously full time last year. What were you doing before that? What was your traditional career?
Oh my goodness, my traditional career was worlds away. So I worked with the probation service for 16, 17 years.
Wow, okay, so, slightly different, yeah.
Very different. I left university with a law and criminology degree and went down those lines and loved it while I did it. I worked with some of the most diverse groups of people you could ever imagine.
Oh, blimey.
So in prisons, with sex offenders, with life sentence prisoners, and loved it, like I say, but after a while that kind of work sort of takes its toll on you, and I knew I hit 40 and thought, you know what, I want to make a change, and if I don't make a change now I'm going to regret it. So here we are.
And how was it making that leap? Was it an easy, once you'd made that decision, was it an easy decision to make, or was it, you know, loads of worry and thinking about things? And
loads and loads of worry about it. Really wanted to do it, but was really concerned about initially, oh, what if it doesn't work out? What if I fail? What if I can't do this? Lots of people who've met me at networking probably got sick of me saying, oh, should I do it full time? Shouldn't I do it full time?
I think we met for the first time just when you were doing both of them at the same, alongside each other.
Yeah. But then the decision was made for me, really, because I became very busy with my interiors. I knew that I couldn't continue to do both, and so decided to take the leap. And once I did, I never looked back, really. That kind of previous world seems worlds away. It seems like it was years away.
It goes fast.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I'm really pleased that I made the leap, and that would be my advice to anyone, is just be brave and go for it. You know?
Yeah, I think too many sometimes people that are deciding whether or not to start a business or to go full time with a business, they think, oh, what if it doesn't work, and what if no one wants to buy from me, what if people don't? But actually what I try and say to people is, but look at the positives. What if people do want to buy from you? What if it enables you to have the lifestyle or the dream, or to follow your passion or goals or whatever? Don't look at what might happen negatively. look at the positives behind it.
And that's what I did. I tried to change my sort of mindset to, what if this goes really well? What if this goes better than I could ever imagine? And, you know, and I've never given it a go. So yeah, and I was lucky. I had lots of encouraging friends and family around me who could see that, you know, what I'd done previously and was sort of, you know, go for it. What have you got to lose almost, you know, think about how amazing this could be. So yeah, I'm really pleased.
So what have you enjoyed most? Obviously, it's, you know, you started January last year, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, full-time January last year.
And then March came. And then the pandemic and lockdown came. So how have you sort of like progressed over that time? You know, how have you, what have you found the last sort of 12 months or so?
Yeah, well, had you have told me prior to me finishing my previous career that this pandemic was going to hit, I think I wouldn't have made the leap. I think I'd have been too scared.
Yeah.
But actually, it's gone amazingly well. It's exceeded my expectations of how it would be. I've had an incredibly busy and successful year. And it's difficult to say kind of what my normal year would look like at the moment, because obviously my first year in full-time business has been through a pandemic. But all I can say is that everybody I meet is doing something to their house. So people are investing in their homes, because we've spent so much time at home over the last 12 months that people realise actually that that's what's important. They want their home to be welcoming. They want it to be their sanctuary from the madness that's going on. So my inquiries literally do not stop, which is fantastic. And also I've worked really hard in the past 12 months to get my name out there, to network, to be visible on social media. So it's been a bit of a whirlwind, really. And I think this awards nomination has really kind of made me stop and reflect on that, because I don't think we always do. And lots of people have said, actually, enjoy this moment, reflect and think, actually, where have you come in the last 12 months? And so, yeah, I'm really proud of kind of the business that I've built over these past 12 months.
Yeah, you should be. I know that, from meeting you at my Women in Business events and other networking events that we've just happened to be in, and online groups and stuff that we're in as well, you have, as one of the, newer businesses in Trafford, like me, I'm still a new business in Trafford, really. You get out what you put in, I think, sometimes. And if you put in the hours to talk to people, to get to know people, to go to different events, to create your social media presence in the right way, then it obviously, it can help, and obviously you're a success of that. So well done to you.
Thank you.
So what sort of projects would we know from Amy Newton Interiors that you've got involved in that you're allowed to talk about? So I'm sure there are probably some that people
about. On the whole, they've been residential projects. I've worked on projects throughout sort of Greater Manchester over the last 12 months. From sort of one room in a house to whole houses. I did my first commercial project as well last year, which was Dutch Courage Bar in Sale. So lots of people will be familiar with that. And I'm really grateful to Rachel and Danny, who own the bar, for kind of trusting me with that, because it was a big project. A lot of eyes were on them, but thankfully, it's been really well received.
It looks amazing.
And so those moments where I do still, and I think I always will, question whether I can do this and whether people will want to, buy my services, I kind of go and sit in the bar, have a look around and think, yeah, I can do it.
Yeah, this is me, this is mine.
Yeah. And I do. And when I'm sat in there, I've had a couple of people come up to me and said, oh, have you designed this bar? And, I've been like, oh yeah, it's been really nice. It's been great to be able to, share the whole sort of progress of, of their dream to open up a bar. So it's been brilliant.
I guess, like I say, you are looking into people's dreams and heads and trying to get to know really what they like quite quickly.
Yeah, definitely.
Design the room around them, or the flow of the house, or whatever it might be.
Yeah, I get lots of people who contact me and say, I have a rough idea of what I want to do. I've got no idea how to pull it together. I don't know where to look. And a lot of the time people are focusing on the actual things that they need to buy to put in the room, whereas I start from a point of view of, right, what's this room going to be used for? How do you want it to feel? And then that feeds into actually how it will eventually look. So yeah, it's about taking time to getting to know people and developing that relationship. And I think that's where my previous career really comes in handy, because I'm so used to sort of counseling people and, you know, sort of really drawing things out of people that perhaps they had never even thought about. So although my two careers are, you know, opposite ends of the spectrum, there are some similarities in how you work with people. So I think a lot of that is why I have been successful, because I do have those people skills. So yeah, it's sort of their dream home really, and it's also breaking down that barrier that interior design isn't just for the wealthy.
Which is what I think people still tend to think about a little bit, unless they sort of like know you and a couple of the other interior designers locally. They, you know, in your head you think, oh, that's what the footballers have, or the successful people that live in Wilmslow and you know, Old Edge, and you know, they can afford an interior designer. Why would I need one for my lounge in Ashton on Mersey, for instance?
Exactly. But you'd be amazed at the amount of people like me and you that I work with who do just want to inject some personality into a room, and I'll go and do a consultation for 90 minutes and come away, you know, they'll go away with loads of ideas and they'll be messaging me saying, oh my goodness, thank you so much, you know, I've made this change, I've made that change. Sometimes it's only a little change that makes a huge difference. You know, interior designers don't have to come in and completely transform your home and, you know, get you to spend thousands and thousands of pounds. I think that's a bit of a misconception really.
I think the TV programs that see interior designers, the grand designs, not that interested in that one, but you know, they come in and they see, you know, all the changeover programs and stuff like that. They think, oh gosh, it's going to cost me loads, it's going to take me hours, it's you know, it's going to, but like you say, it might just be, I'm guessing, down to particular colours or the way that you've got different furniture and everything might help.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just breaking down those barriers, and people, once I do those consultations, people think, oh right, okay, it's not what I expected it to be in some respects, and then those people are kindly referring me on, and my consultations are just going crazy at the moment.
Are they?
I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah, well, like you say there, I think because people now over the last year, they're spending more time in the home. So homes and gardens, you know, I know a garden designer who, you know, they're busy because people want to, they've got a bit more money potentially because they haven't been able to go out, they've not been able to go on holiday, so maybe they've had cancelled holidays. They can't go out to eat and socialise and spend money out and about as maybe they'd want to. And I think, well, actually my home is where I've spent the last year. I need it to look and feel like me, and homely and nice and welcoming.
And that's exactly what it should be. Your home should be a reflection of you and your personality and your lifestyle. It should be a collection of things that you love, rather than, you know, an inspirational image that you see in a magazine or, you know, Pinterest or, you know, Instagram. That's not often reality.
No, it needs to be how you want it to be for you, doesn't it? And it might, you know, the way that your room is might not be to everyone's taste. You know, I know my mum, for instance, she hates the fact I've got a desk in the middle of the lounge. She's like, well, but that works for me in my home right now. It's not ideal,
and that's it. Our homes have to work for us at the moment, and they've evolved so much over the past 12 months that you don't even need one desk now. You know, if you're a family of 4 or 5, you need 4 or 5 desks. You know, workstations. So, you know, things change, you know, through time.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess you sort of like work quite closely with quite a lot of the local interior shops and, you know, homeware shops and stuff, so places that perhaps people might not necessarily go and think about going to find those statement pieces or those bits that make it different to them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of the things that puts people off from making changes in their homes, because it can take so long to find what they're looking for. And I suppose that's where I come in and make things easier, because I have a wealth of knowledge of where you can source particular items. And I'm really invested in working with local businesses, because they've been so supportive of me. You know, I want to do the same, and we have a team of local trades that I work with on every project as well, from you know, decorators to electricians to joiners to bathroom fitters, so that when people work with me, they know that they're going to get trades that they trust as well, because that's another big blockage, is who do they trust? You know, are they going to get ripped off? So I kind of come with a team of people that I always use that put their mind at ease as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, too many people you hear scary stories about, don't you, and things. So it's nice to know that it's you that they're dealing with, and obviously it's your name at the end of it. So if a person comes in to do work with you, from there. So what do you think over the last 12 months, what have you learned about yourself that you perhaps didn't know before since you started your business?
I think probably that I'm a lot braver than I think I am. Definitely, that's a big sort of learning curve, really. And that, you know, if you put your mind to it, you can achieve anything, really. I've put really for a long time I talked about how I've been really lucky, I've been busy, and now I've kind of realized that it isn't luck. I've worked really hard over these past 12 months, and so it's that, you know, if you kind of open your mind to possibilities, that anything can happen, which sounds like a little bit of a cliche really, but that's what I'd say to anyone starting their own business. You know, actually you'll be amazed at what you can achieve both by yourself, but if you have a group of people around you, of other small businesses to support you, you know, you can achieve so much. And that's been my experience. I've kind of found, you know, a tribe of both men and women who support me and I support them, and, you know, refer me on for work, and those relationships are really important to me.
Yeah. And I think Trafford is great for that generally.
It's brilliant. Yeah,
you know, in terms of that, this small business community and the community at large is generally really supportive of each other. It doesn't always come across that way in social media, because social media likes to look at the negative side of it, but being in the business side of it and seeing different people and building relationships in different groups of people, it is really helpful and supportive and generous with time and experience and knowledge sharing, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think your awards has really showcased that in the local community, because there's so many community initiatives, there's so many businesses out there that people want to say thank you to and reward and recognise, which is why I think, you know, the awards are such a fantastic thing to do.
Thank you.
Especially over, you know, the last 12 months when we've had, you know, the strangest, hardest year of many of our lives, that, you know, to have that little bit of recognition at the end and celebration of people who've really gone above and beyond in the community is brilliant.
Yeah, so I think, you know, everyone deserves that recognition and thanks, and something to lift everyone's spirits as well, so it's not all looking at, you know, negative things all the time. And I think that's why the awards, thank you for mentioning it, you know, have really, you know, got into people. Why we've had the take up that we have. So going back to interior design, are there any trends that you'd like to share with us that might be coming up? So if people are thinking, oh, I want to look at my bedroom or my lounge or dining room or whatever, are there any general trends? Does it go in that way in interior design?
I mean, there are trends. There's always trends with, you know, interiors, with fashion. What I would say is, you know, don't get too caught up in those trends, because they are trends and they're cyclical. Think about what you love and what you'd be happy to have in your home. Don't just go with a trend that in 6 months' time you think, oh, actually, you know, that's not working for me anymore. But what I am seeing in my own work is there's lots of colour coming back into interiors. We've had, you know, we had the grey era, you know, everything was grey. But there's lots of people who are back embracing colour, and different materials as well. So, you know, textures of wood and warmth are all coming back in as well. And not that they ever went away really. I think there was just a bit of a grey revolution for a while, and you know, I myself got caught up in that, so you know, I'm no different to any of my clients. But slowly, colours coming back in, and people are being a bit more brave, I think, with their interiors.
Okay, so do you think it's like statement colours, so like a statement piece of furniture or a statement wall that is injecting the colour, or are they being brave everywhere?
It's a mixture really. Lots of people are being drawn to sort of, I've got lots of projects at the moment. Everybody seems to be loving the blues, so the navy blues, the really sort of dark deep blues, and the dark greens as well. And people, you know, are going crazy for colourful sofas. You know, I've got a navy sofa in the background there. So I think people are just being bolder in general. I did a consultation last week and we came away with her painting her entire room, ceilings included, doors, architraves in a very deep green. Now, you know, so it, you know, it's very different to some, you know, ceilings don't have to be white, for example.
No, my lounge ceiling is grey, but you know, it creates something a bit different.
Exactly. So I think people are starting to be a bit braver, and they're also a bit braver after meeting with me as well. I think they just want a bit of reassurance that their ideas will actually work. Some of them have some great ideas, but it's that final push to go, yeah, that'll be fine, it will work.
And I guess you put it into you know, an image for them as well, so they go away with what it could look in their house rather than in their head.
Exactly, yeah. So when I do sort of full room designs, I end up doing, they receive a full design document, so they get mood boards, and they get sometimes 2D and sometimes full 3D illustrations of the room, so they can actually see, oh, this is what it would be like to be stood in this room. And that's often really, really helpful, because a lot of people do struggle to visualize.
Yeah.
That's why people struggle to buy a new house, because they can't visualize how they would, how they would live in that space and how they would do that space. So yeah, that's how I help people, is to help them to visualize, and then they're a bit braver about making those decisions because they know already that it will work.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you very much for sharing that with us. So is there anything else that you want to share or talk about, or how can people get in touch with you if they think, oh, I just fancy a change, and I really need to do something with my home or my commercial property, I guess, as well? Like you say, you do commercial as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So I'm really visible on social media. So I'm Amy Newton Interiors on both Instagram and Facebook. You can also fill in a contact form via my website if you'd like some help and advice.
I think there's a dog going past my window. Oh no,
is there? Oh, bless. I've locked mine out of the room for this. So yeah, I'm really visible on social media. So yeah, please feel free to get in touch. There's kind of no obligation to go ahead. If you just want to have a chat and receive a quotation, then I'm more than happy to do that.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck. Oh, good luck for the awards.
Thank you. Look forward to it.
Hopefully see you on the night on the 25th.
Yeah, I'll absolutely be there. Thank you. Yeah, so, really looking forward to it, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk a little bit about my business today.
It's lovely to have you, because I know some people don't like doing videos and lives and stuff, but it's really nice for people, I think, to see and hear the people that they potentially would be speaking with. Rather than being just an image or a picture or words.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned to you a little bit before that, if you'd have asked me a year ago, I'd have run for the hills. But the more you do these things, the easier it becomes. And at the end of the day, people buy from people, so they want to see your face and they want to see the person behind the business. So yeah, I'm all for feeling the fear and doing it anyway.
Well, I think being in business, you just have to do it.
Absolutely,
it is one of those things that you have to do. And I say, particularly, I guess, in your frame of mind, people are inviting you into their home.
Absolutely.
They need to be able to know who you are, that they can trust you, that they feel comfortable with you coming into their home and talking to you. So thank you for taking the time.
No, thank you very much for the opportunity.
Oh, and good luck with the next 12 months.
Thank you. Good luck on the deciding on the winners.
Luckily, there's a few of us doing it, so it's not just me.
Yeah.
So it's going to be difficult. Thank you very much, Amy.
Thanks, Janine.
Have a good day.
Thank you.